I'm super lazy and want to avoid prayer flicking at all costs, so I'm going to end up risking my hardcore status in the wilderness for the next upgrade. Last time, we got the Hobgoblin Champion Scroll after 3,081 Hobgoblin kills. Now it's time to move on to the next Champion Scroll monster, which is going to be too difficult to AFK. We got some sick upgrades after unlocking Telegrab, but I actually didn't get my best in slot melee gear, so that's what we're going to be going into the wilderness for. But yeah, anyway, it feels pretty good to have that in the bank next to the other scrolls. That's our 6th scroll. After years of collecting these things on my unnecessarily restricted Snowflake Champion Scroll in the Ironman, where I'm only allowed to kill Champion Scroll monsters and nothing else until I get all the Champion Scrolls, it's pretty cool to be more than halfway there. But first, let's go check out the next monster. Our next stop will be ghouls, and they are the logical next difficulty. Any others would be pretty tough at our current stage in this account. And we can teleport now, so why not, since that's the fastest way to get to the next grind. The run to ghouls isn't too bad from Varrock, and it's next to the church on the hill, so prayer points aren't too far away for recharging if I do end up needing to use those. The bank in Canifis is pretty close to the grinding spot, but that actually doesn't matter, because this next monster brings one of our biggest internal conflicts so far. Ghouls only drop bones. Well, aside from the Champion Scroll, of course. This is nice in that I don't have to make very many trips to the bank, actually no trips to the bank, but it's really difficult in terms of fun gameplay. But speaking of fun gameplay, are we finally going to see a Champion Scroll on the first kill? Nah, of course not. We'll see it one day though, just not today. But anyway, not sure if no drops is a blessing or a curse since I don't have to make bank trips. But one thing that definitely is a blessing is the fact that my combat level is actually exactly double the ghoul level +1. This is incredibly important and lucky, and I can't believe that it lined up so perfectly without even planning it, because I forgot that it could have even been a problem. When a ghoul has low hit points, it tries to run away or flee. During the flee animation, it actually is possible for another ghoul to interrupt your combat in place of the one running away. This is a single combat zone, so if you get interrupted like that, you're unable to continue fighting the low health ghoul until you kill the new one. Fortunately though, I'm level 85 combat, so the ghouls are not aggressive and don't do this. They also don't run away fast enough to avoid getting hit, so I can just keep attacking them with melee normally when they try to run away, which ends up not affecting me at all. So this process would be way more tedious without that little bit of luck, so thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Also, look at the stupid hill. The terrain here feels kind of oddly neglected. I guess this is like true old school. A truly forgotten place with a monster that has pretty much no use. A weird gem of a place that doesn't feel completely streamlined for content. Anyway, as I feared, I'm dying a lot. And I really don't want to have to prayer flick this entire scroll if I don't have to, so it's time to go to the wilderness and get that final armor upgrade I was talking about. When we unlocked the ability to pick up ground spawns with Telegrab, I didn't grab the steel plate legs and steel plate body in the wilderness because I didn't want to risk my hardcore Ironman status. When you die, you lose the red icon and it turns gray, turning you into a normal Ironman. Not really gameplay changing in old school RuneScape, but it's cool and I kind of want to keep it, so here we are. I scouted ahead on a free-to-play alt to make sure the plate body spawn was available and safe, and now it's time to go to the wilderness. This is where the fun begins. You all know me, the crafty, slick villain of RuneScape that I am, so, of course, I would hop to a free-to-play world to reduce my risk while entering the wilderness. The wilderness, the PvP, player versus player zone of the game. I grabbed all of my food, which is not very much as you can see, and my gear is obviously garbage. Yeah. So while switching to a free-to-play world means PKers or player killers are less likely to be around and would have fewer options to bring against me, I'm not exactly safe. My level does also add a bit of a boost to this because the gear in free-to-play is somewhat limited, so I should have a good amount of time to run away as long as I save my run energy and use my prayer stuff correctly, which I'm not a PvPer. I've done almost none of that in RuneScape, so if something does happen, something will happen.
Watch out!
Ha! Not today. Can't sneak around me that easily. I've achieved the maximum response time that a human can reach of 0.2 seconds. But also that was kind of close, I guess. I'm an elite gamer though, and don't really have time to mess around, so I just hop worlds and keep going. The plate legs are gone. Not a good sign, because that means someone else could be nearby or hopping around to pick them all up. It's obviously not too risky to hop worlds, because as you can see there's only about 90 people in each free-to-play world right now, but I probably should have been scouting ahead in each world before hopping. My other account is just sitting at the lava maze looking for a plate body since it's more dangerous up there. Also, I'd never actually been here and was hoping I'd be able to telegraph the plate legs from outside the fence, which is not the case. But we got it. So now it's time to start heading for the lava maze. And as we're running, on the left coming up you'll see the wilderness mine, and dang, do those solid color rocks make me so nostalgic. I pretty much haven't been playing any other accounts for the past 4 years that I've been working on this one, and it's kind of making me want to do something besides kill champion scroll monsters. Big oof. Growing up, I think mining was pretty much my highest skill for most of my RuneScape career, but mostly because I just liked smithing. But anyway, I digress. You'll see that I made a tiny detour there to get the iron full helm. I actually didn't know there was a spawn there until I had scouted ahead on my other account, and I was too lazy to verify the stats ahead of time to see if it was better than my steel med helm. So I went ahead and grabbed it. It's not better, by the way. And then we easily secure the plate body. But it's not over yet. we still have to escape the wilderness. And the way the wilderness works, by the way, is that you can only use certain teleports the higher into the wilderness you go. I have the Varrock teleport only, which can only be used in level 20 wilderness and below. And I believe the lava maze is at 40 wilderness, but I'm also not sure because the icon is hidden behind my inventory. And I really like this UI format and didn't want to figure out how to record with a different format, so we don't even get to know what level of wilderness it is. And as you can see, I just start spamming teleport as I get closer and closer until it finally works. Mission accomplished. Dang, so good. Some of the armor actually matches now. We had a bronze chain body and iron plate legs before, which was neat in its own way, but this looks so clean and is so satisfying. And here are the comparisons if you care. The plate body is a pretty good increase, the legs are decently better, and the med helm, as I said earlier, is definitely better than the iron full helm. And here we are back at the ghouls. And you might notice that I'm still dying. So getting the armor was probably a waste of time, but that's fine, it looks cool. So, you may be wondering, with no drops and increasingly distant level ups, what else could even happen at ghouls? Well, a whole bunch of stuff. Not really, but honestly this is just as exciting as the rest of the series, so if you're here at this point, I guess you're probably interested, I hope. Anyway, sprinkled in with the level ups are these constant random event temptations. Like, what if the sandwich lady actually wants to give me a legendary stale baguette? And what about all the free XP I keep throwing away when I dismiss genies? That's the pain you're here for, right? Me intentionally ignoring the good things that life throws my way in lieu of a worse but more interesting way of life, like getting the champion scrolls without doing anything else? Well, I won't disappoint. You won't see me falling for any of the random event shenanigans. I'm too far deep in this at this point. I'm set in my ways. So we're completing this without breaking any more rules, I think. Surely. We're already up to 5,000 kills actually. 78 strength, 6,300 kills, 56 prayer coming up, and that's 6,600 kills. Like, the weeks are flying by at this point. We're months in. It's kind of crazy. 8,000 kills. This is the longest we have gone without a champion scroll of any monster so far, and it's just killing ghouls and burying the bones. Also, combat level? I didn't even know they told you the combat level, but I don't know, I probably missed it years ago. It's probably been an update for a long time. And, 77 HP, 95 combat. We went up a whole combat level in like a couple minutes, even though, it took weeks. burying some bones, getting that 57 prayer going. We just had 56 prayer. 76 defense. Like, it's so fast, right? It's so intense. We're over at over 11. Oh. Anyway, here we are. After 6 months of grinding, we finally hit 11,000 ghouls kill count. And just 594 kills later, the scroll. Dang. This was a... It's crazy to describe. Like, you think after all these crazy kill counts, it gets normal, or you don't think that the next one is going to be crazy, but like it was a big rush. It's weird. It's like not enough of a rush that it makes me want to like keep chasing it or get addicted to it, but it's kind of weird, like how you put in 6 months of your life kind of doing this like on the side, and then it comes to this one moment. Definitely the craziest payoff and feeling so far. The previous longest grind kill count wise was the goblins at 6,660 kills. Although the giants took over a year, even though it was only 3,000 counts, but those kills were way slower, so I think that was probably the hardest grind. Anyway, we're not even close to done. We still have 3 more to go. See you next time!